Hello, welcome to another episode of the Slide 3 Any% tutorial series. In this video, we are going over the job Stand Your Ground. The job starts with a cutscene between Murray and Bentley. After the cutscene ends, you will be controlling Murray, your task being to kill all the mutants of Dr. M. In contrast to the job The Claw, where you have to kill enemies for a certain time period, there will be always the same amount of enemies to kill. This means that you have to get rid of the enemies as fast as possible to get the most time save. At the beginning of the fight, run up left to get ready to kill the first guard. The fight will consist of multiple phases, which are also checkpoints. This means that if you happen to die during the fight, you can continue from the previous checkpoint instead of having to start the whole fight again. You can detect the change of a phase whenever no guards are spawning until you kill the last one on the arena. At the end of a phase, get around the center, and once the first guard of the phase spawns, run into them. The mutants take 3 hits from Murray to die, so they are tougher than ordinary rooftop guards. The fastest way to get rid of the guards is to bounce them off the edge of the arena, because falling to the void will cause them to die instantly. Both of the enemies have very annoying attacks, especially when there is a lot of enemies around. For this job, it is extremely important to utilize Guard Attack Manipulation, GAM for short. To do this, you want to keep your camera pointing towards the edges of the arena, never towards the center. If the guards are off camera, they won't start attacking Murray, which gives you more opportunities to deal damage to them instead. If you are not holding R1, Murray will automatically face towards nearby guards. Use this to see where the nearby enemies are instead of turning your camera. Keep your camera towards the edge of the arena. Get a guard in between the edge and Murray and punch the guard off the edge. The enemy type with claws can block Murray's punches, but they can't block the uppercut. If an enemy starts blocking, just perform triangle square attack. In the best case, you can push the enemy off the edge with this attack, but if the enemy is still on the area, you can do the triangle square attack again to kill them. If the lizard enemy starts the range attack, it can be very tough getting to punch distance. Instead of punching, it can be wise to do thunderflop on the enemy. This will both cancel the range attack and also knock them out. When you kill the final guard, another cutscene will start. During this cutscene, Dr. M will enter the arena, and for the next part, the job is to place weights on his back as Bentley. Casually, you will need to use Grapple Cam to get rid of enemy guards spawning in the arena, but this can be skipped. Grab the weight next to your spawn point and jump down to reach Dr. M. If you simply mass circle next to Dr. M, to place and remove the weight over and over, this actually counts as adding new weights, so the entire part is over in seconds by only using one weight. You have to perform this 4 times until the next cutscene starts. Instead of only mashing circle, we are going to do something slightly different. You can actually skip part of the upcoming cutscene by killing Bentley. This only saves 2 seconds on its own, but the most important feature of this skip is that it restores your health completely. When you finish Ancestor's Gauntlet as Sly, your health and your juice meter will remain the same when you enter the last boss fight. However, if you die during Stand Your Ground at any point, the health and juice meter will restore completely. This way you can start the final fight with full HP. Let's see the cutscene skip once in action. When you reach Dr. M, throw a trigger bomb quickly, meaning that you should tap your trigger bomb button twice to throw it in front of you. Make sure you are standing inside the blast radius when you start putting the weight on Dr. M. Mass circle until you're removing the weight for the 3rd time. Once the weight lands on Bentley's back, press circle immediately followed by your trigger bomb button. This will detonate the bomb and kill Bentley during the cutscene. If you were late with the trigger bomb, Bentley won't take any damage. Normally during this part, Murray will lift Dr. M up after you put a weight on his back, but with mashing, this will happen with a delay. If you happen to be a bit slow with the weight, Murray might lift Dr. M up before you have put the treasure on him for the 4th time. If you see Murray starting the lifting animation, when you're about to place the weight on Dr. M the 2nd or the 3rd time, just wait until he's back on the ground level. If Dr. M is carrying a treasure while lifted, you can't get that weight back anymore, and you have to get a new one, and get rid of the guards as well. If this happens, it's actually faster to just death abuse using trigger bomb and try the strat again. After the Bentley part, another cutscene will play, leading you to the final battle between Sly and Dr. M, and ending this job. Next video will be about the final job of the run, Final Legacy. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.